Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to the Art Cake Coach podcast. My name is Cristina Revalo. I'm a sugar paste modeling artist, a teacher, a coach for cake artists, Cake Friends Day creative community manager, award winning cake decorator, and representative of international cake competitions. I'm so happy to have you here. If you are a cake artist, a cake enthusiast, or a baker who is seeking some help, in anything related to your time management, social media management, setting your goals for yourself or your business, your mindset towards your business, or even a few hints of how to be part of the international cake community, cake collaboration, and cake competitions, you are in the right place. So, welcome to today's episode. Hello, my sweet friend, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Christina here. I'm very excited because this is the last episode of the first season of the Art Cake Coach podcast. We're almost starting season 2. The first year is almost over, and we're going to begin the year with the 50th episode. This is episode 49. What an amazing ride has been this year, but I'm not going to talk about that today because I'm going to reserve that for next episode next Tuesday, when is our first year anniversary. Well, today's episode is really funny. It actually came to me while I was taking a shower. Yes, I was taking a shower. I don't know, I read somewhere that when you are in the bathroom where you're taking a shower, you get more creative. And I usually think a lot of things when I'm in the shower and trying to solve my life and the world problems. But usually by the time that I already put on my clothes, everything vanishes. However, this day I was thinking about the difference between a mentor, a coach, and a teacher, because I have trouble trying to identify myself as either one of them. I'm going to tell you why. First, because I've been a teacher for a very long time. As you know, I told you in the episode before, I've been a teacher for almost 20 years, or I think more than 20 years. Jesus. But so I identify myself a lot with being a teacher. Now I'm starting this new path as a coach, and I was debating between the idea of a coach and a mentor. And I started looking about the difference between one and the other. I guess we are a little bit of everyone at the same time. And funny enough, yesterday in my morning walk, when I was listening to a podcast, I was listening to a podcast from Dean Graziosi. I hope I'm saying correctly his name. And he invited Marie Forleo. If you haven't heard about her, I'm sure you have, but if you haven't heard about it, go check all of her social media podcasts and channels, because she's amazing. And she said something that it really resonated with me. She mentioned that she did many things at the same time, so she couldn't fit in one box. And when she was trying to explain people what she did, she had to give this huge explanation about what she did until she realizes that she can sum it up as, I think she said something about just helping people, an entrepreneur helping people. I joke with my dog. I said, we can, no, I mean, it's funny because sometimes I'm here with the dog in the middle of the day and I have to take her out. It's like, entrepreneurs don't have to do this. They probably have people who take the dogs out, but I'm just kidding. So I guess I'm an entrepreneur too. I don't know what I am. I mean, I don't want to label myself because, there's always this imposter syndrome that you feel that, oh, well, maybe I am this or maybe I am not. I'm not sure. But anyway, I decided to go by the term coach, and I'm working on it. It still feels like a big suit on top of me. I'm not going to say I'm going into the imposter syndrome because actually I'm getting results with the people that I'm helping. So I must be doing something right? But the name feels too big for me. So anyway, I went and I decided to check out what is the difference between a teacher, a mentor, and a coach. And while I was in the shower, this is all the story about the shower. While I was in the shower, it came to me as a joke. And that is what I'm going to tell you that is not a joke, but I will tell you the story in a second in today's episode. A teacher, a coach, and a mentor enter in a bar. And I have two news coming up for next month, the month of May. I have a complete teaching masterclass prepared for you guys that I will be leaving the links here in this episode. This is going to be major. It's going to be a huge masterclass that will go from A to Z to everything that you need to know on teaching your craft. So if you are a cake decorator and you are afraid that you don't know how to teach a class, you don't know how to follow a curriculum or even create one, you're you suffer from imposter syndrome, you're shy, you don't know if you should teach online, if you should teach face to face, you don't know what project to choose to teach, all of that and much much more will be covered in this masterclass. So if you're interested on this masterclass, I will be leaving the link here in this episode for the waiting list, so I can start sending you more information in the newsletter related to this class. I would love to see your career grow as a cake artist and become an instructor and a teacher of your craft. And I have one more news for you guys. I did, as you may know, I am also I'm a lot of things. I mean, I'm a teacher, I'm a coach, I'm a cake creator, I'm a model, sugar paste modeling artist, but I'm also a gelatin artist. I don't know if you have seen these beautiful gelatines that are made, are they're flowers made inside clear gelatin that look very realistic, and they're made by injecting some preparation into a clear gelatin. People will go like, "What? I thought you made the flour and then you pour gelatin on it." No, it's a very fun, very different, very unique technique. And I've been teaching this here in Portugal for a long time. I haven't done gelatines, I think, for around 3 years before pandemic. I think at the beginning of the pandemic was my last demo on gelatin art. And later, what was it? I think it was a month ago. My sweet friends Zlatina and Miriam invited me to a flower collaboration. And if you have listened to any of these episodes, you know that I'm not a flower artist. And I was like, well, I want to participate because they're my friends. What kind of flowers can I do? And I made these gelatin flowers that people went crazy for. So I decided to offer a very special online class on gelatin flower. I will be leaving the links here in this episode so you can go and check out, first of all, the image so you can see what I'm talking about. And if you're interested in this class, I will be teaching two classes, one in Spanish, one in English, live on Zoom on the month of May. All the information will be in the description of this episode. I would love to see you there, and you can learn a new technique that you apply. You can apply to many, many different sweets in your business. So I would love to see you there. More information in the description of the episode. Okay, guys. First, I have to warn you. This today is a holiday here where I live in Portugal, and you might find some noise from the neighbors and the dogs outside. So I'm sorry about that. I tried to make the noises at least as possible. But anyway, here we go. As I said, we're going to start the story as a joke. Do you remember those jokes, like a priest and a rabbi and whatever? But I'm going to start the joke like this. It's not a joke; it's a story. But let's start it like this. A teacher, a coach, and a mentor enter in a bar. Just like the joke, the bartender has an issue. He doesn't know how to make a very specific cocktail that customers keep asking him about. He's afraid that he might lose clientele and customers, and that his customers will go away, will go somewhere else. So he decided, since these three individuals were there, to ask them if they could help him. Well, let's see what happened with these three. Like I said, I was taking a shower and this came to me. So he asked the teacher first, "Dear teacher, can you help me with this problem?" And the teacher replied to him, "Find a pen and a paper, get all the ingredients necessary, and we will go together step by step and make you this cocktail so you can later do it by yourself." "Wow," said the bartender. "That would be great. I believe this is all I need." However, the mentor who was listening to the teacher said to the bartender, "I have made so many cocktails before you. I know what customers really want, and I even know how to grow your business. Let me tell you everything I did so you can do it too." "Whoa," said the bartender. "That would be even better. Absolutely amazing. learning from someone that already achieved success and will tell me exactly what to do. But the bartender was afraid that the case of the mentor was not actually his case. That his business was not the same, that his clientele was not the same. He really loved his customer. He really loved the people who went there. He started to wonder if he had a unique perspective of a business and clients, and if that already success method will work for him. So he turned to the coach and asked him the same question. The coach replied with another question. Is learning to make just one cocktail what you really want and need? Do you have any other goals? What about your skills? What can you do best? Whoa. So the bartender started asking himself all these questions and realizing that his goal was higher than just one cocktail. He really wanted to reach out his full potential, organize his business, offer new products to his clients, and make his business grow. That is the story of the teacher, the coach, and the mentor that enter in a bar. So, who or what do you exactly need? Let me tell you what happens. A teacher teaches, tells you step by step the how to do something, give you the basic tools and skills and knowledge so you can do it later by yourself. A mentor will tell you what to do because he has done it and he has already succeeded and he's absolutely sure that his advice and his journey is the proper one to follow. A coach will first ask you questions about why you want to do this cocktail or whatever it is that you want to do. Is that your ultimate goal? Is this really what you want? Then will make you find within yourself the answers that you're looking for beginning with your starting point, where you are now, and your goal, where do you want to get? Then he will support you and cheer you all the way so you can find the how to. He will help you maximize your potential and reach a point of transformation. You know what the point of transformation is? Is when you realize that you don't need the help anymore, that you have all the answers within yourself, and that you can do it by yourself. So, who do you really need? How can we translate this into our cake world? If you're looking for a new technique to apply to your business, maybe, I'm not a good sugar paste flower artist. It's not my forte. Well, I want to improve that skill. I will find myself a teacher. There's so many great cake artists teaching out there. So you go and find it. Now, if I really want to mimic or study the road of the success of one person, I go and find myself the cake artist that has already done it, that is successful. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to get. And I study how this person went to there. I can even ask this person to be my mentor. Maybe they would do it. Why not? But if what you really are is full of questions, full of doubts, you're not sure what to do, how to do it, when to start, is this for me, is not for me, I don't know enough, I'm not good enough, I'm comparing myself to everybody else, then what you need is a coach. And I can help you with that. I am a coach for cake artists, especially because I know you, because I am you. I'm part of this community, so I'm sure I can help you. So again, I'm asking you the same question. What or who do you really need? So for me, my dear friends, what is the best part of this episode? Is the conclusion that actually we need them all. We just need to identify what exactly we need at the moment we are at. Where are we with our business and what is moving forward for you? Because maybe moving forward for me can be learning a new technique, but moving forward for another person could be creating a more profitable business. So what is your goal? That's why I insist so much on goals. I've been searching so much this year with different taking different classes, going to different webinars and learning so much. And it all comes down to the goal and the why. Please stop. I will take this for life. I cannot live my life without knowing where I'm going, because it feels like life is being lived for me, and I'm not leaving it. The same with my cake business. I cannot keep moving forward unless I really know where I want to go. I cannot just wait for the business to happen or the customer to appear and just blame it on the government or blaming on the economics or blame them on the pricing of the cakes. No, I really want to get somewhere. And that is the question you need to ask yourself. Where do you want to go? What is your goal? Where do you see yourself in the future, a year from now? If that is the case, go find a coach. If it's you need tools, you need skills, go find yourself a teacher because that's what you need. But ask yourself the true question. Before we end this first season of the Art Cake Coach and start the new one, because I want to refresh things, we're probably going to have a new logo and we're probably going to have a new intro, just to make things fun. Ask yourself the question. Where am I in my cake business and where do I want to go and what do I need in order to get there? And by that, just look for help. There are thousands of ways to getting help. I can help you. I am a coach, especially for cake artists. My fellow friends who are also coach for cake artists, I have a few here. And I know we all have different approach. And if the other person's approach resonates more with you, then go and find your help. If you need skills, there are so many great cake artists sharing their skills online and one-on-ones, presence, that please go but find the help that you need to move forward in your business. So this is what happened to the bartender. He first hired the coach so he would discover what he really wanted and needed. Then he went to the teacher to learn some tricks and tips on how to create new cocktails. And then he hired the mentor so he could learn from the success of others and try to apply what was best for him from the experience of someone who succeeded. So, what are you going to do for you and your business? Do you know exactly where do you need help? Like I said, I can help you as a coach. My coaches are having great results. I am so proud of them, and I'm sure we can find great answers together. If you want to work with me, I will be leaving all the links here in the episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. And I will say goodbye, as I always say goodbye, my friends. And so excited about next week. That is going to be our first episode of season 2. Stay safe and stay creative. Love you all. Bye. See you next time. My sweet, sweet friend, if you liked this episode, if you love this podcast, I will kindly ask you to leave me a started review, whatever you're listening to this episode. That is available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and I think a couple of other ones. But in any of those, just leave me a review. Leave me a couple of stars or 5 stars if you like it. So people will find this episode, the algorithm would put it out there, and more of our K community will benefit from it. Share it with your friends. Download the episode and share them. Share them on your social media and tag me because I will answer you back. Of course I will. And send me comments, send me your review, send me your feedback. Even if you don't agree with anything that I say, I would love to hear your opinion. You can find me in any of my social media accounts. I will be leaving the links here on this episode description. I'm on Facebook as The Art Cake Experience. I am on Instagram at Christina_The Art Cake Experience. Or you can even find me on YouTube, my YouTube channel, The Art Cake Experience channel. So thank you so much for listening. And please leave me your review and leave me your comments and your feedback. I would love to hear what you have to say about any of this episode.